Hello everyone, Warhammer here, and welcome back to the Numas campaign for Mortal Empires. Now in the last episode, we took on Tutankhanut and managed to take the whole province away from them, leaving them with just a hero and a small army up here to the north, currently taking attrition, thanks to the lack of lands. So with them now eliminated, I've now got a bit of a question. On the one hand, we can certainly go up towards the Black Tower of Aachen, or we can go over to the west and go up to the mountains where the Greybeard prospectors are. But what my question is what do we do about this rogue army here? On the one hand, they have the book and Nagash, and it's only one army. If we can eliminate them, we'll have the book, as well as whatever we can get from fighting them, of course, money-wise and that. But on the other hand, they have one hell of an army. Now, I did have a quick look at the end of the last episode to see what they had, and this is what we'll be facing. As you can see, it's going to be a tough one. Not only do they have all these monsters over here, right, but including these Bastillodons with the Vivification Crystal. Now, I've still got the mod in place which I've introduced for my Tutankhanut campaign, so this is actually going to work a little bit more powerfully than usual, as you can see here. Instead of being an active ability you have to use a couple of times in the battle, it's a constant passive ability that continues to, replenish hit points and resurrect dead people. Whether, like the corpse card upgrade you can get for the vampire accounts. But the rest of it is going to make a tough challenge. Now, you know what? I think I will try and give it a go. I mean, we've got two armies sitting right here. We are waiting for them to replenish, aren't we? Yeah, Tutankhanut is a little bit away from finishing with this unit. I'm just waiting for the Nehagaran warriors. You know what? We'll give it a go. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, eh? Well, my entire armies get wiped down, we lose Tutankhanut, most likely. But is there anything we can have you do? Block army? Nah, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have you push forward into the west. I know the Greybeard prospectors own this section of mountain, but I want to find out what we're looking at in terms of the Talakra. And we know Jaluk Oasis right here, part of the southern desert of Araby, is nearby. And if I remember right, it's somewhere around here. So let's have a look with Ramatep. We can keep an eye on as well, because, okay, here's one army. That's Tic-Tac-Toe's army, okay. Because what I'm thinking, we go up against Talakra, we'll go and take the two regions that make up the southern desert here. Then we'll push forward up into El Kalabad, and we'll go on against the Black Tower of Aachen and take that whole province over here. I don't know what we're going to do about the dwarves, to be honest. At the moment, they're not exactly, a factor, and let's be honest, we don't really want to go into the mountains unless we have to. It's just not a natural place for Tomb Kings to go. So, we'll bear it in mind. But in the meantime, let's have a quick look. Anything we can do for upgrades? No, I think we're all good. So let's just skip through, hit enter, and see what we're going to be dealing with next. Now, while we've got the end turn phase, I just want to thank you guys for the support that I've seen for the Shenzhen campaign for Three Kingdoms. From all accounts, with the likes and the views, it seems to be fairly popular, so thank you guys for taking the opportunity to check it out. I'm certainly have enjoyed the campaign, what I've seen of it so far, and I look forward to seeing how much further we can go. Now, I've managed to get a little bit of advice on how to pronounce some of the names, so I just have to remember to bear that in mind when I do the recording for it tomorrow. So, otherwise, I'm quite enjoying it. I like the fact that we've gone for the romance option, the fact that we have a very, nice duel system, and I think that would make a really good addition, actually, to Warhammer 3. Now, I have actually seen that they've started to show some previews of stuff that they've posted for Warhammer 3, because apparently it's already in pre-production. So, I think I saw some concept art for Cathay over to the east, which is basically China and Japan sort of faction rolled into one in the Warhammer world. There's not really much sort of explained about it, but you can find a fair bit in different lore and stuff like that. And there was actually an army list that was released quite a while ago. Can't remember. I've never actually looked into it, and I know little bits about it. My knowledge is from short stories. And the fact that, it's a favourite place for Clan Eshin to send their assassins off in order to get training. So yeah, that could be quite interesting, having another unique faction that no one was really known about, and especially with Three Kingdoms done, it really has the resources now, thanks to that, in order to make a good Oriental-themed faction. But it's very early days from what I gathered, so it'll be interesting to see what they develop. Anyway, Ashaka, you're now injured again. Ooh. Tutankhanut, cheaper buildings, more money. Always a good thing for Toon Kings. Yep, I know you've been wounded. Right. Let's see what we can do about this army, shall we? So, what I want is Tutankhanut to lead the way. So let's put Simidas nearby. Now, we're not at war with it yet, so we can just stick him right next to him. And that way we can at least guarantee the reinforcement range is going to be used. Let's do this. Declare war. Now, do I really want to do this? They are slightly weaker than me. Yeah, let's do it. Right. It's time for the tough fight. Or not. Okay. To be honest, I honestly thought that would be higher. I mean, lower. What am I talking about? You know what I mean, guys. I expected this to actually be quite tougher. But apparently we can just auto-resolve this. Yeah. Oh, it is an interesting battle to fight. Nah, I'm just going to resolve. I want to get a bit of progress done in the episode. We lost nearly half the army, so that's something. But, oh, that's a lot of money. Or do we get the replenishment? Well, no, between our skills, we've got a lot of replenishment already. So, yeah, Endless March. Let's get that extra cash. And there we go. Defeat the following lord to get the 8th Book of Nagash. Nehekhara rallied its forces in defense, and the war ground on for many years, seemingly deadlocked. After a titanic effort, however, Alcadazar finally smashed the undead forces. The vampires fled to new refuges in the old world, while Nagash retreated once more in abject fury. This time his wrath was absolute. He cast a foul contagion throughout Nehekhara, scouring it of all life. Only Alcadazar did he spare to witness the horror. So we now got the 8th Book of Nagash, which now increases our commandments by 50%. Okay, that's not going to be a big deal, but still, it's useful nevertheless. That has been eliminated. We picked up the Terrifying Mask of Eel. Not so much useful for the fear, but the terror could come in handy. Well, he hasn't really got anything else at the moment, item-wise, so we can at least let him keep it, I guess. But let's move you into position here for our next target. In fact,
absolutely not. Address me as your
switch over to Force March. Let's have you come up here and finish this army off. The only thing is, I'm a little bit concerned about... Let me just check. Plain of Tuskers, if you managed to get your garrison back... You have, okay.
I alone shall restore.
Will my troops be able to deal with these? I mean, it's 3 heroes. 2 units. I think it would, but I'd rather wipe them out just in case. So we'll send you up there in order to defeat them. In fact, Ramatep, come over here and block their army for me. We don't want them running away if we can avoid it, so let's try and prevent them from doing that very thing. Right. Tutankhanut, you can stay here. You better go after Vadi El Tabuk next turn. And we've now got a bunch of money to spend. What do we want to do? We can spend in Qatar, upgrade it to tier 3. Not as useful as here because, well, it's nice to get the Royal Barracks. We could spend in Sudenburg. Let's do that. Get a bit more cash. Ah. That could be handy. Yeah. Having a skull repository, that means we get hosts, so we can get extra large units. This is the Horde mechanic kicking in for closer to tabletop. But we've got Screaming Skull catapults as well. Yeah, let's get some artillery into this game as well. That'd be quite nice. So 4 turns. We still got a bit of cash to spend. Is it worth me upgrading this? You know what? Let's save the money for now. And check out the skill points. King Simidas. What are we going to give you? I think we can give you a couple points now in the Master Charioteers. Gives you a bonus to War Sphinxes as well. Huh. Who would need that? Sure, we'll go for that. Do we want to go plus melee attack as well, or stick to armor? Let's stick to making my troops good. There we go. Who else we got? Tutankhanut. Now I definitely want to get the Horsemen of Numas, so we can get not extra melee attack and defense, but makes our cavalry buildings cheaper. And we now got perfect vigor, so my cavalry units in his army will never tire. So we'll do that. And it was also mentioned that that might actually improve the missile damage for units, but I don't know if it will, because it just says missile damage. I mean, it improves his damage, but we could always just go for the Arrows of Asp and get it done ourselves. Obsessed with gold. We don't have any gold mines yet. Body of gold. You know what? Let's go for Elite Cavalrymen. And I've ended up clicking both of them. There we go. So we now got extra missile damage for the archers, which doesn't really matter. But extra weapon strength and speed. As perfect vigor and that as well. Our horsemen are going to become fantastic units. And who else we got? Princess Shaka the Ever Wounded. Let's try and make you a badass, basically. Let's give you another point in hard to hit. And I'm going to give you a Conqueror as well, for the extra melee damage. And basically, we're just going to work our way through all of his personal combat tree. I'm not too concerned about these, but having the ability to make him a deadly combatant is much more important. So we'll stick to that. Still would like to get a Casket of Souls. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on, but that's definitely something we need to do. So at the moment we're finishing off the Wisdom of the First Dynasty. Now we could just let it do, so we can actually get the tech from here. But what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to switch it over now to the Wisdom of the First Dynasty. So we can start researching that and get it all down to 1 point basically. There we go, so we're not going to have many armies anytime soon, but I think with the 2 that we got so far, we're doing okay. Touch wood, that is. Last thing I want now is for someone to declare war on me. But I'm hoping up in the north... Ooh, what are you trying to do against Tutankhanut, you little skink? Okay, well I'm perfectly happy for Creek Headtaker to be raiding the Red Eyes. Anything that basically weakens the factions up here, as long as they keep fighting one another, is good for me. We can focus on the little regions, the little factions over to our side, and then we can just swoop up then in one big tide and take them out. Now don't worry, I'm not planning to do like research wise, I'm not planning to always do like just do nothing but it. Because having an extra army I think would be quite useful. I think it's just a case of making a decision, in fact, this next turn. Which bonuses do we want to get for units and that? Because that in a way is the most important aspect. Well, that and the fact, I guess, that we can get more, hero units. We'll check in just a second. Ooh, you're now raiding. We'll check that out. I mean, chances they're raiding because raiding stops attrition, and that's the only way that they're going to be able to stay alive in this campaign. And they're certainly too weak right now to try and face me. But I'd rather not have them raid in my territory. Welcome back, Shaka. Goodbye, Shaka. Right, let's finish these guys off. So first of all, we'll have you come over and continue planning to block the army. You're going to start... You can actually attack them, but... I'll tell you what, let's try and be sneaky here. What do we need for ambushing? 25%. Does it count? Okay, it's... Even though we're right in the middle of trees, technically it still doesn't count. That's okay, we can set an ambush up. Hopefully that means we can actually get him next turn. Once we block the army. So that will be that. You, Kusawan, you didn't try doing anything? That's fine. Alright, what can we do next? Ash River. It's going to take 4. It's going to take quite a while to go. I suppose getting a bit of growth here in the settlement won't be too bad. Mausoleum, do we want that? Yeah, basically we're just waiting for those. No problem. In that case, Qatar will spend the money in order to level you up. Certainly be fine with me.
Fine.
Alright, you're gonna do that.
Submit.
Kind of gotta... Right, do we go after the... No, we're gonna wait for the support. So, we'll wait for a moment. Now let's have a quick look. What do we want to increase? So this is actually... This one is actually extremely good for Simides's army. It improves all the units that he particularly uses. Carrion, Tomb Scorpions, Sepulchral Stalkers. I mean, the only one that's used now at the moment is Tutankhanut. What about here? Pride and Service, Tomb Guard, Hero Titans... Tomb Guard and Hero Titans, okay. Screaming Skull, Catapults, Necropolis Knights, War Sphinxes, Necrosphinx, Yushabakti. Going for that would be quite nice, or we can go for... Oh. Let's have a quick look. Is there any of these we can try and get? Heralds Empowered. So apparently if we do all of these, I guess, we might be able to get this one, increasing our army for another unit. So let's have a look. Frenzy for Ushabti and Ushabti Great Bows. Death Blow for Nehekar. That is cool. Plus armor for Tomb Guards, Necrosphinxes, Skeleton Chariots, Hawker's Precision for Skeleton Archers. Okay. Tomb Scorpion units. Just having that could be quite deadly for the right units. Yeah, I'm going to allow one of those for the moment. And you know what? I think I'm going to take the hit. I'm going to finish off this one as well. And then we'll continue wiping, working our way down a bit.
There is no challenge.
Alright, so we'll do that. Ramatep. Let's give you some of the nice spells over here. The Purple Sun of Xerxes is really powerful. I would like to get my hands on that. And we'll go for that as well. Okay, Mortuary Cults. Still only get the Enchanted Lapis. Right.
Address me as your highness.
Okay, let's end the turn again. Lovely cup of tea of that. Okay. I'm a little concerned about what this agent is trying to do. It looks like... Oh, my ambush was foiled. Bugger. I'm a little bit concerned at what he is trying to do. Like, he's coming up all the time, so it suggests he's trying to do some sort of agent action. But it hasn't popped up saying that, oh, he's tried to do this and failed. So I don't know. I do feel tempted just to try and march forward, take Radi out to book, and then we can hold the settlement against Tic-Tac-Toe's forces. The only thing is, I don't know what Tic-Tac-Toe actually has. No, one thing at a time. We'll take out Sudenburg. Okay, Ramatep is nearby. He can block their army, preventing them from running away too much. Then Simides is going to go, wipe them out, then he can make his way back, and then we can attack them with a united front of armies here. Sounds like a much better plan. Ooh. Or you can keep running away from me. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at some factors once it comes to the end turn phase. So, how much money is he taking from us is my first plan. Thing. Oh, what's this? Abandoned Sphinx. Despite the best efforts of our chief Necrotech, Ramatep of course, one of our tombs has started to sink back into the sand one more, before giving up its illustrious arcane secrets. If we do not act quickly to shore up its entrance, we risk losing everything we have gained thus far. Well, you know what I mean. So we can reinforce the workers, which means for -8 growth for 10 turns. Or we can sacrifice it for our replenishment. Now, to be honest, this is a terrible choice. I mean, they're both bad. I'm going to go with reinforce the troops. We've got enough bonuses to our casualty replenishment. It's not that big a deal compared to growth. So we'll go for that. And there we go. The followers of Jaff. Oh, Herald Jaff, I should say. Right. Let's go to dynasties. I'm gonna get this so we can then get a third army sorted out, and then we'll go from there. So, Sumides, do we want to try and take him out? Maybe not. Hang on. Block the army.
Address me as your highness.
And can we reach him? Might just about. I can't see any little bits of red underneath here. There we go. Goodbye. Alright, we'll give you the extra campaign movements. And you're going to be able to start force marching your way back now to the border with Tutankhanut. There we go, you'll get there in 2 turns. Killed. Okay. Ramatep, let's have you move up towards... No, let's have you head back over to here, where we were originally going to send you. Right. Screw it. You know what? Declare war. Wow. Something must have happened to their main army then. Like, that is a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. Huh. Well, yet again, auto-resolve. Close victory. Ooh, Regiment of Renown unlocked. King Nekesh's Scorpion Legion. Skeleton Spearmen. Elite among their skeletal peers, those spear-armed warriors are as bloodthirsty as their infamous royal patron. Ah. Extra leadership, always good. Bold, charge bonus. Okay. Fact. Yeah, let's give you... I'm definitely going to give you that follower. The Herald of Thing. He's just got more infantry, and he is supposed to be more of an infantry-focused character, so... Yeah, we'll give you that. And Radiator Book is now mine. We're starting to make a little bit more money. And... hasn't really got any unique buildings here. I mean, we could work on just increasing these. Yeah, let's do this. Get some more archers available for us. Alright, Ramatep. Block army. Let's focus on your... Let's give you another one of these. And let's focus on your ability to wound. Okay, what else? Intas, you finally leveled up. Good to see. He's actually doing extremely well. I mean, I felt tempted maybe to give him a horse, just so we can keep him away. Available next level. Okay, so we can pick one of these. Let me choose Banishment. And... let's see. Yeah, let's go for another skill here. That way, in between all this stuff, we should be able to cast this quite often. And it really does have a nice area of effect spell. I mean, Jesus Christ, 21 magic? Wow, that better kill off entire armies, hopefully. Right, who else? Tutankhanut. Alright, let's give you... I'll tell you what, let's give you a Renowned Bowman. Let's just see if that makes any difference for our armies. And otherwise, I'm also going to give you, I think... let's give you Body of Gold. So as you can see here, this is actually linked to his backstory, which, as you can read, according to the Nehekaran beliefs in the afterlife, the gods will bestow each king with a body of gold. Tutankhanut was furious to find that this was not the case, and demanded that his priests fashion him such a body. So as a result now, he's going to start getting physical resistance, fire resistance, and extra armor. And 25% fire resistance, quite handy. Now, what I would have liked, and it's a shame that they didn't incorporate this, well, it's not anything to do with Mixu, who created the character, I think it's just how the games work in general, is I wish they actually had it that the armies in that shifted a little bit. Like, a fantastic visual mechanic in Medieval 2 is when you upgrade your units and give them, like, higher armor, for example, their physical appearance will change to reflect the new armor. So if you gave, for example, your unit of archers leather armor, they'll come in and actually wear a unique armor class for them, and they will look different because of that upgrade. And I really do wish that they incorporated that a bit more, especially with this game, when you take into account how the lords in particular can have different weapons. For example, if you take Calfans, I think Calfans is an excellent example of this. When you play as him, he starts off straight away with Gal Maraz, the, Sigmar's hammer, which, fair enough, is one of his magical items, which he gets later. Before then, he actually gets access to the Rune Fang, which is his, the sword that, him being the Elector Count of Wakeland. Now, to me, I think it would have been a very cool mechanic if they made it so, to start with, he fought with a sword, and then when you eventually unlock Galmaraz, you can get that, and that it will switch back and forth, depending on whether or not you got it equipped or not. I think that would have been a much cooler sort of visual effect, and especially for some of the other things as well, like, if you give your character, like, a magic spear, that he actually maybe has a spear instead of, a sword or something like that. That would have been quite nice. This is kind of a weird one to see as the Tomb Kings. A conclave of your generals has struck upon the notion of pressing popular musicians into military service. This has come as a shock to the performers in question, but has proved an instant hit with the troops, and they're marching harder than ever before. Army movement range has increased. So for 3 turns, we now get 15% campaign movement because we've put musicians in the undead hordes of Tutankhanut. Okay, a strange decree, but it seems to have worked nevertheless. Now, who's declaring fighting over here, I wonder? Can we have a look-see, please? Is it... I mean, is it... hang on. No, it is... the Followers of Nagash. King Bafra. Ooh. Do we fight this myself? I mean... Who owns this one? We don't know yet. Okay. I'm thinking then, we might take a slight detour. I mean, we'll come back down for this, perhaps. But if the Followers of Nagash come here, I would rather try and actually take the Great Desert here. Oh, no, actually. No, I'll tell you what. We'll push through. We'll take these out. We'll go through the mountains. We'll see if we can actually meet the Greybeard Prospectors. The fact that we haven't actually met any of them yet. Martek Followers of Nagash. Okay. What about up here? Unknown. Yeah, I had the Panther. Yeah, so it looks like the Followers of Nagash have taken Vulture Mountain. Okay, well, looks like we're going to be fighting this battle against the Followers of Nagash a little bit sooner than I anticipated. But at least you're going to get over here quite quickly. And we'll take advantage of it. Since we're not going to go after these, we can go after El Calabad, certainly. Wipe out Talakwa by all means. But I think we'll deal with these guys, and then we'll push forward. So we may have Sumidas head up to El Calabad instead in order to take it out. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Alright, we now finished this, so as you can see now, it's jumped up to 21 turns. So yeah. It might not have been a worthwhile thing, really, but at least we get an extra army now to play with. So, what do we want to get? Weapon strength, charge bonus, extra Tomb Princes, Leech Priest for more Canopic jars. Let's have another Tomb Prince. I think that would be a quite nice addition. And who else? Shaka, speaking of Tomb Princes. Let's give you that, and Conqueror.
I'll have their scaly hides.
I think that was a bit thematic. He just was like, we'll have those scaly hides.
King of greatest dynasty.
Right. And turn. Right, so Ramatep is making his way now over to the mountains. We can just double check what's going on over there with the Greybeard Prospectors. But if the Followers of Nagash have taken it, then chances are we're going to be taking it for myself as well. We can now actually get a new army, so I will recruit one, I think, back at Numas, and have him force march once he's recruited all the way down. Just because it's going to be quicker to do it there. Then try and do it at maybe... I suppose we could do it at Sudenburg. The only thing is now we have to... We might actually do it at Sudenburg. We'll have a quick look. But we'll do that in the next episode. I think now would be a fine point as any to end things. So yeah, build up a third army. We're going to declare war then on the Followers of Nagash. Start pushing into the mountains. We'll take the capital away from the Talakwa. push into the mountains, see what we can do about any, dwarves in the area. If not, we'll take it for ourselves. I believe there's a gold mine further up to the north. That would be a nice addition, given our faction traits. And, yeah, we'll go up against them. We'll swing back around then once we go to the top here, and take out the pyramids here, so we can get the Black Tower of Aachen, and the province that belongs to it. Then we can go after the Sentinels, and then push up forward in order to take on the Land of the Dead. Which looks like they've just expanded out a little bit. Oh, Greenskin Rebels have taken this. And Kenry has taken this. Interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, time to end the episode. So, I hope you enjoyed today's one. I know there was no battles, but we'll try and make up for it next time. But I hope you join me that next time as well. But until then, take care, and goodbye for now.